It's shocking to me how well you are doing. Past history shows it never quite works this way. Keep on pushing, Wolfie. You'll reach us soon enough.
Hoo-wee! Is it finally cardboard time? It's finally cardboard time! We have 36 bucks today to spend, so I finished. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I figured, hey, let's finish off this silly old Duelist Nexus box with 10 packs right here for 20 bucks. And then for 8 bucks each, I got 2 more tins. Inside the tins, we're still looking for Canalizer. Canalizer is an incredibly important card for us because it starts literally everything Dark Worlds want to do. It'd be great to pick up one of those. It's also a repeatable discard. And the free just level 4 summon, which we can actually do stuff with if we are able to find the card that we need. So you know what? Let's plonk them out. Hey, look, we got a Dark Magician. That is actually a really cool looking Dark Magician. I like that. That's cool. Let's get rid of these. You know what? I'm just gonna... Don't worry why I have one of these pliers here. They're for my, like, the wargaming things. I just tend to keep it on my desk. I don't own a pair of scissors or a knife. I own that. Wah! Oh, hey, look, it's another one of those. I don't need them. Like, come on, it's cool to get Photon Dragon, I guess, but I have absolutely no use for Photon Dragon. Anyways, we got ourselves all the packs. We're just gonna throw them anywhere. Because we are going into the tins, baby. Oh yeah, cardboard crack. We got a Light Paw Medium, a Libromancer, Supreme Sea whatever you are, another Libromancer, Gemini Quartz is in here, Exclusion, we got Frecky, the not really good runic, Caspitel, hey, we can play Exosisters, Spellbound, that's a very interesting card. All face on monster your opponent controls cannot be tributed and cannot be used for materials for fusion, sync, or exceed monster until the end of the turn. It's useful. I don't like it, but it's interesting. We got Dynamorbia, Theresia, sure. We also got the Dynamite Power Load, which doesn't do us anything. And then DD Headhunt. Not really anything else there, but honestly, Spellbound's not a half-bad card. It's a weird one for sure, but it could actually be usable for us. It's an odd little trap spell thing. Anyways, let's get into Duelist Nexus. I have yet to see a secret in this box. It's gotta happen soon. Overtop, Click and Echo, Gaia Blaze, Emergency. Oh yeah, there's one of the secrets, and it's fucking Dark Corridor. Let's go! That's the one that we want from this! Dark Corridor is super good. We can add a Dark World monster from our deck to our hand and then discard a card, but it is a hard once per turn. This thing is awesome! Son of a bitch, we actually got one! Dude, that's so good! Holy crap! Dude, I almost gotta sit down for this. Man, that's awesome! We got one! Okay, Dark Corridor secured, baby. Let's go for another Duelist Nexus. We found one of the secrets in the box. There should be one more, at least. We got Folis, Cuckoo Commanded to Croon, Oxo Exaggeration, Synchro World. I accidentally got a Chimera of the Phantom Beasts. That is an ultra rare. It is the Chimera card. I don't think it's worth anything, but hey, good on you, Chimera players. You got yourself a good card. But man, I'm so happy we got a Dark Corridor. That card's so fucking good. Holy shit. Okay, I'm so satisfied with that. It's just an upgraded version of Dark World Dealings, but it's really good. We got a Jar, we got a Laios, Wheel Synchron, Genosaur, whatever, Duelist Genesis. If you have a tuner field in your graveyard, you can add a Synchron spell trap from your whatever. Doesn't do us anything. It's not very good. I really want to open more Duelist Nexus now. Dark Corridor is such a good card. Alright, here we go. We got another Unchained Soul. Oh, we got both of the Unchained Souls. Synchron, Leos. No way! Nuh-uh! Nuh-uh! We did not open a 25th thing! No fucking way! It's a Noble Arm card, so it ain't worth shit probably, but like, what the fuck? I'm getting a sleeve, I don't give a shit. What the fuck is this? Huh? Bruh, this is the second one in the series now. What is this? get the fuck in there. What in the world? Not fucking, like, there's no way. I need to check the value on this. Hang on. So, now that I've actually looked this up so I'm not a silly bitch, this quarter-century secret rare is actually worth about 32 bucks. That's so cool, though! I never used to open these! What the fuck? Dude, sure, you know what? That's fine. I don't even think it's playable. I don't know if Noble Arms even exist anymore. That's awesome. What the hell? We got both. Oh, that probably took a secret spot, actually. That sucks. Oh, whatever. I'm happy about that. Dinomorbin, Libromancer, Exa, Melfi, Therion. We're just gonna dump these. Mirror Melfi. So we got another Kent Regina. We're almost ready to play Dinomorbia. We're ready to play Dinomorbia. Therion Charge is another Ultra. We can send a Therion card. Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. And Red Eyes Zombie Dragon Lord. Two completely useless cards. But we can almost play Dinomorbia. I think we have every card we need to actually include Dinomorbia now. And that's funny to me. Why is... That's so fucking dope, though. I love that. That's silly as hell. Silly Willy. I like it. Anyway. Scareclaw Straddle. We got an Astra. Therion Cross. The Ice Jade thing. Ursartic. Amphibious Bogroth MK11. We got Therion Bulline. Pit Knight Early is not a terrible link too. That's probably useful. Naturia Blessing we can't use. Lubellion! Now, sadly I don't think we have a realistic way of actually using Lubellion, but that's a cool card. And I'm gonna fucking include the Dynamorphias and you can't fucking stop me. And the rest of these are just kind of whatever. There's a Torby. Bruh. Lubellion's not a terrible card, though. That, you know what? You are a cool card. You get to be included over here. But, like, I'm so shocked we got another quarter century. What the fuck? Alright, well, we only got a couple left, so we're hoping there's still a secret in here. I don't know if quarter century replaces the secret slot in the box. I don't know how that works. But we got a Behemoth, an Eviolite, a Blaze, we got another Unchained Soul, we got Altergeist Adminia, the new Altergeist card, which we are not planning on playing. But it's there. It exists. Lubellion's very cool, though. I'm still happy over the Dark Corridor, man. Who cares about the other one? Synchro Overtop, Coatl, Realm Resonance, that thing. We got Thestos the Shadowfire Monarch, which I forgot was even a real card. Why did they get retrains? It's kind of weird to me. Shadowfire Monarch. Huh. Oh well. This one's not being nice to me. Greedjar, Unchained Soul again, Coatl again, Wheelsynchron, what the fuck are you? Thelematic Cletus, 2 level 8 monsters. It's not very good. Great. It's 2 level 8s, but it's not good. Alright, let's keep digging into this. Let's see what else hides in the shadows of this little pack. Cuckoo, we got a Nemeria, Rescue Ace, Behemoth, Chimera Fusion. Now we can almost play that, I guess. That's unfortunate, but hey, look, there's no Preventer in there. For my non-existent Rescue Ace deck. Let's just keep going. Get that out of here. Get it out of here. I don't know why I kept you over here either. Go to the pile. Veda, Rescue Ace, Beta, Double-Headed, Chimera the Illusion Beast. We can literally almost play Chimera at this point. And then for the last pack of Duelist Nexus for today, I'm going to be honest, this thing has delivered. I'm not even that angry. This thing has done really, really well. Let's see if it can keep going. Double-Headed, Synchro World, Jurassic Power, Emergency. It's another Chimera. So no, it can't. Ooh, but we got a Dark Corridor and we still have a couple of packs left in that box. We have one more tin left. Let's get through that as well. Because, oh boy. We got a Scareclaw. We got a Gem Knight. We got a Predapine Tarantus, a Biblisp, prevented. Brilliant Rose. We got a Deeplos. We are literally there for this. We can just play Dynamorphia, whatever. Runic Flashing Fire. Libromancer Fire. Karma Cannon! That's a funny card. We can play Karma Cannon. And Lovely Lab. Dude, can we start playing Labyrinth as well? Lovely Lab looks actually really good on this. And then Dogmatic, a 3rd-G, which we don't need. Man, I would really like to find... I think Canalizer is either a Super or an Ultra, and I don't remember. Scareclaw, Ice Jade, That Thing, Melffy Penny, Griffin, Zombie Reborn, we got a Mole Cricket, Scatter Fusion, Magicore Warrior of the Relics, Runic Tip, Bestial Saronir. Not an incredibly bad card, actually. We could use the Bestials. And a Battle Ninja, which does not matter. 1 pack left. Cards are going everywhere. I don't know where anything is anymore. Oh my god. Okay, can we please see the card we want in here now? Crosskeeper, Intervention, Realized, Alert, Grand Tusk, Melffy Wally. There's a Frenzy. Illegal Knight. Don't need it. There's a Blackwing, Runic Fountain, and Timaeus. Another Terrors. That's funny. Yeah, no, it wasn't in there. It wasn't meant to be, I don't think. But like, holy crap. What an opening, though. There's a lot of cards in here that I don't like mind existing, I guess. There's also a lot of cards that just don't do us anything, but give me like a few moments and I'll sort everything out. Right, I'm actually sitting down now, so I have no idea how this looks for you guys, but it'll be fine. I just picked up some of the cooler cards that we picked up from this, and then I accidentally punched the camera. Oopsie daisy, I apologize. And then we got ourselves Timaeus, Runic Fountain, and this Runic Tip. We probably won't be playing Runic, but it is kind of interesting that we got them anyway. Bestial Libellion is kind of nice. It's not exactly the best card in the universe for us, because we can't really play it, even though we have Saronir, because we aren't really utilizing it anyway, but getting them is kind of cool. Lovely Labyrinth and Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon is funny. These cards are kind of okay. Like, Dynamorbia-wise, we actually have a Diplos and a Theresia, as well as Domain, Frenzy, and both of the fusions. There's a realistic chance, no matter how small that is, that we could actually activate Domain and summon into Kent, but then we have no way of summoning Rexterm. So, if we pick up a couple more Dynamorbia cards, I will actually consider playing this. Our 2 promos, of course, the Dark Magician and the Blue-Eyes Photon Dragon is very cool, but most importantly, there's only one real card this week that was relevant for us, and that is Dark Corridor. Dark Corridor is a super, super, super strong card. We want to find another copy of this as we can, but that's great. Spellbound we might be able to play in some way, and having a Pit Knight early for the future is not necessarily terrible. Also, this Quarter Century, because that's just cool. I rarely open rare cards, but hey, rare card. And then I immediately drop it on the floor like an absolute dum-dum.
Heya, folks. Today we've actually got a couple of things to go over, so I'll try to keep myself short. First of all, Wolfie has cashed in 2 wild cards, 1 super rare and 1 rare, in order to get the following 2 cards to round out the Earthbound part of the deck. Earthbound Servant Geo Griffon, as well as Earthbound Servant Geo Gremlina. Griffon allows Wolfie to summon back another Earthbound card, allowing for easier tuner access, or powerful cards like Gracia to return to the board, and Gremlina is a better fusion target that allows you to search a card, both of which are incredibly strong for the current deck, so into the deck it goes. We've also added the Dark Corridor spell to replace one of the other draw spells. Also, as a quick note, episodes will trickle out a bit slower from now on as Wolfie is officially unemployed, and cardboard is surprisingly expensive. Food has got to come first, after all. But you can subscribe or drop a follow on his Twitch, and you'll be supporting him without it costing you anything. Or check the Ko-Fi to buy him a coffee every now and again. Links are all in the description. Anyways, to the abyss we go.
Alright, back into the abyss we go. To be honest, I'm a little bit shocked at how good our deck has gotten just by Dark Corridor alone. That card starts off everything you want to do in Dark World. It is super good. But we're just going to go right ahead and we're going to shuffle the deck around. There's 20 cards remaining in it. We got the Moark. Okay, that's interesting. Seeing the Moark pop up actually allows us to do kind of an interesting thing. But we're going to save that for the end of the episode, and we will go visit the Moark once we're done. Simply because it is technically an event, we are supposed to resolve it now, but it wouldn't make sense to do it. But we will save the Moark, so we get a Moark visit at the end of the episode. We'll shuffle again, and we'll go to the next one, and it's a duel. Alright, for the first duel up today, we're playing against fucking Runic Stun. Inspector Border into Upstart Goblin, and you can see his hand is just full of these funny little cards we call Runics. He goes for the Pawn of Duality. He manages to search himself out a Flashing Fire. Now his hand is absolutely stacked. I don't know why he doesn't go into Hugin here, but I guess he doesn't want me to have an effect. Unfortunately, we can't really do anything as a Spectre border, so we'll just pass. He goes for the Runic Dispelling to now go for the Runic Place for some reason. He goes for the Hugin. We are going to activate the Effect Veiler, stopping the Hugin dead in its tracks and now allowing us to have a singular monster effect on the board. We're going to go ahead and we're going to attempt to go for the Bigfoot. The Bigfoot is going to land and we're going to be strong enough to punch over the Inspector border and we are free to go off to the races. We go for the Genta in order to search the field spell, and at this point our opponent is going to very quickly realize that the game is donezo because his stun bullshit does not work on us. That's fucking right. I hate Inspector Border. Inspector Border is the worst fucking card. The fact that he went into the Hugin is the only reason we could do anything there. Thank God. Okay, we beat the duel. He scooped up immediately. We do not care. Get this out of here. Give me a treasure. It's a pile of coins. I'll happily take it. We'll leave it in the upper far corner somewhere. The Morik is here too. Let's go for the next one. It's another duel. Let's go. Second game up today. It's up against some sort of Kashtira Red Eyes weird deck. He goes for the Kashtira Fenrir, which is going to search him the funny card of Unicorn. Going for the Kashtira Birth to summon the Unicorn. The Unicorn is going to be activated. We're going to Effect Veiler the Unicorn to not let him proceed any further than what he's already done. He attempts to activate Unicorn for the shenanigans, but whatever. He makes Red Eye's Flare Metal Dragon, which is just terrifying, and equips it with the thing. And we are going to have to play through this Flare Dragon whether we like it to or not. We're going to go for the Crimson Gaia and then activating the Nessie because we do need to keep the Gaia regardless of what we do. We're going to go for the Mothman as well, pitching the Silva, which is going to special summon itself, which is just going to drain us of another 500 life points, and we are quickly losing our life points. We go for the draw here. Unfortunately, we only get ourselves a card destruction, which doesn't really do us a whole lot, and we see that he has Red Eyes Fusion in hand. We go for the Crimson Gaia in order to search for the Soul Resonator. We're going to activate the Soul Resonator when summoning it, and that is going to search us out any card. We're going to go for the Synchron. At this point, we once again just have to go into our Red Dragon Archfiend and attack over the silly thing to activate the Gaia, which flips it down. He gets the free card off of the Red Eyes, whatever the thing, little guy. We do kill the Flare Metal Dragon, but he does have a Red Eyes Fusion in hand, so I actually decide here that I need to get rid of this. We go into our negate, we Synchron Resonator back the Soul Resonator, and we actually activate card destruction to get rid of the Red Eyes Fusion, hoping that was the last one in the deck, but unfortunately for us, he draws another one and actually draws into the best answer he possibly could, which is Forbidden Droplet. We are forced to pass our turn here. We don't have a way of really utilizing our fusion spell. He goes for the Droplet and hits our Red Dragon Archfiend, unfortunately, and shows us the Red Eyes Fusion, and well, it looks like we are met with the brick wall once again, because we do not have a singular way of getting over our Big Daddy Dragoon at the moment. Man, that card is still as good as it was back then, though. Shocking, nobody. Dragoon is still a really powerful card that we can't out. Even a hand where we couldn't do anything. Whatever, we lost to Dragoon. Who could have guessed? We're gonna take a d4 of damage. It's been a while since we did that, so you know what? That's fine. Spinny, go! We take 1 point of damage. Perfectly fine. The duel gets shuffled back into the deck. Everything is okay. 1 point of damage. We're now on 9 health. Let's shuffle and go again. An event. Sure thing. Torquate's Terror, motherfucker. So we get to choose one. We either take double damage from losing duels, your items are disabled, we don't have any items so we can't activate that, or we get no treasure from winning duels for 2 draws. I think we're gonna take double damage twice. So no matter what the card is, even if it is an event card, it will count towards one of the duration. It only really matters if it's a duel where it goes off. But yeah, we'll take Tour Guide's Terror, and we'll go for the next one. It's a ranked duel as well. All this is gonna suck. Alright, ranked duel time up against Xing Shilato, who is on 10 Pi. We are lucky enough to go first this time around as we activate our card destruction and field spell combo. Now we know what he's on, and unfortunately he draws himself a Nibiru, which is kind of scary. We do get ourselves the Crimson Gaia now that we can go ahead and we can just activate to search out literally anything from the deck. We're going to search out Soul Resonator simply because we kind of have to. We're going to go for the gates here. We're going to banish the Vision Resonator to pitch the Rainbow. Rainbow is going to get ourselves the Grapha, and now we have made ourselves Nibiru secure. We'll go for the Accession, and of course we will go ahead and we will make the Grapha, even though we throw away most of our hand here, as we draw into a Silva, which is great. We're going to activate the Accession to pitch the Silva, Silva to search for anything, and we're going to go ahead, Snow to search Silva. You know how these things work. We're going to normal summon Soul Resonator like an actual Daredevil in order to get into Genta for next turn. We're going to set our Accession, and we're just going to pass it over to our opponent. At this point, he's going to hit us with the Bestial Magnemate, banishing the Thunderbird, and then going for the Forbidden Droplet, targeting our Grapha. Kind of sucks, but understandable considering he doesn't have a Tenpai in hand. We are going to get the Grapha effect here, of course. We'll special summon a Grapha, we'll pitch the Line Walker, and he'll pitch Catastura Theriosis, and search for the Pydra. So basically now we are in kill potential, and we have to make the absolute best of it. We'll activate the Accession once again and just fuse off into another Grapha to make sure we are proof. We're going to activate the Stone Servant in order to search the Line Walker. We're going to activate, Groundkeeper. Groundkeeper, of course, summoning the Stone Servant. And from here, we're going to make Scarlight, Red Dragon Archfiend into Hot Red. Scarred is going to activate, which is going to summon normal or red, whatever. We're going to be rude. We chain the Grapha. You all know how this works. We pitch the Silva. Silva is going to return a Scarred, a special summon from the effect of Crimson Gaia. We're going to Silva. He'll be forced to discard 2. And at this point, we are just going to battle him, punch him in the face. And you know what, Tenpai? I too can OTK. Now then, for game number 2. We are, of course, going first once more, because this is Tenpai. We start with Crimson Gaia once again. Unfortunately, though, our hand is not nearly as stacked as it was earlier. We'll go for the Soul Resonator. Soul Resonator here will search us the Genta, because we do need a way to get into doing anything, and Genta is the way to do that. We go for Genta, search ourselves our lovely, lovely field spell. We'll activate the field spell. We will simply send off the Genta, pitching the Ceruli, unfortunately, but we need a discard target. Ceruli summons itself, and we are forced to discard a card. We're just going to discard the Nessie, because we technically go even by discarding Nessie. We get ourselves the Mothman. We are going to summon the Stone Sweeper, and then we're going to activate card destruction again. Watch as he gets rid of another Nibiru. He does draw into a very good hand, unfortunately, though, so there's not much we can really say about that. We get the Mothman effect, of course. We're going to go for the Brow. We get a Dark World Dealings to go in for even more things. We do get the Grapha here. Grapha's going to pop the Ceruli. We're going to pick back up the Genta to get a Grapha onto the board. We're going to activate Genta again. At this point, he's going to hit us with the Bestial Magnemate, discarding our Nessie. I don't know why he keeps hitting our non-Dark World cards. It's a little bit weird. Magnemate, of course, is going to activate here. We're going to go for the second field spell. We're going to field spell once more, pitch the second Grapha to get rid of the Magnemate from the board. We get a Droplet, which isn't necessarily the most useful. We go into Groza here, because Groza is a very good card, and for some reason he shoots an Effect Veiler at it, which is, like, fair, I guess. We set a card, and we simply pass our turn. At this point, we are going to have to use Groza for some silly shenanigans. He's going to go into more Kashtira stuff, with Fenrir and Unicorn being two very, very good cards. He goes for Theosis to get a free Unicorn from the deck. Unfortunately, we have to negate this, so we'll drop the Grapha away, hitting the Unicorn, because we need to keep our field clear. He goes for Sangan Summoning. We don't have a way of really stopping Sangan Summoning yet. We don't have Ghost Ogre, which is a card that we'd really want to have. He goes for the Pedra. We can't actually stop the Pedra, so we're just going to shoot it on the Fenrir in order to make our Groza immune to battle this turn. So we are basically sitting on a big fat brick, and hopefully he doesn't kill us. That's the entire plan. He's gonna do the full freaking Tenpai combo, of course, white, orange, and green in combo, going for the Shangri-Ira, going to battle phase, and then getting the special summon from red to summon the green. Green gets its effect to special summon a monster from the graveyard, which will special summon another red. At this point, he's going to attack with the red, green, and red, realizing he can't do anything because it can't be destroyed by battle, and pass over to us. We draw ourselves into a Snow. Snow is very good. We're going to go for the Crimson Gaia to pick back up the Soul Resonator. We are going to Field Spell, banishing the Genta, pitching the Snow, drawing ourselves into, unfortunately, a card I didn't want. We're going to make our Groza immune to targeting this turn. And at this point, I realize we kind of have to go into, a Red Dragon Archfiend somehow, and I don't have a way of doing that. We're going to summon the Soul Resonator. Soul Resonator, unfortunately, doesn't really do anything, so we're going to go into Gremlina, hoping Gremlina can search us the card we need, but unfortunately, it gets hit with the Infinite Impermanence. We needed to search a Stone Sweeper there, which is why we tried to use Gremlina to do so. Groza is now immune to destruction by card effects and targeting, but it's not really going to do much. We're going to battle. We're going to attempt to punch Shangri-Ira. It's not going to do anything. He's going to be immune. We're going to go into Buzz King. Buzz King's going to get rid of the Trident Dragon that we know he's carrying, and then we're going to send Pedro to hell, and it's going to die. We already know he's out of Kashtiras because Shangri-Ira hasn't summoned anything. Unfortunately, now this does get his combo started, as he can start using his Chandra cards to do stuff. Tenpai's going to summon the Pedra. Pedra is going to activate and search him a spell card or whatever. He's going to search the Sengens, not summoning the other one, whatever it is. I can actually look at the name. I don't know why I'm not. It's Kaiman. That's it. He's going to summon a card from the graveyard, and obviously this is Tenpai, so you probably know where this is going. If only we could have resolved Gremlina, and we would have been super good there. We needed to resolve Gremlina, we needed to go into battle, and we needed to make everything go face down to explode. Unfortunately, he has Black Right Moonlight Dragon. He's just going to punch us for a load of damage, and of course, he can keep special summoning stuff because this is Tenpai. OTKs are their thing, and we've just been Tenpai'd, folks. Game 3. Alright, game 3, and our hand is looking weird. We're going to set one, and we are just going to activate Card Destruction to once again clear the entire board of everything, going into a Stone Sweeper and our Dark Corridor, which unfortunately gets ashed. Both of our new cards have just been absolutely hit today. We'll go for the Mothman, unfortunately pitching the Stone Sweeper, but it was worth the shot. He's going to, for some reason, hit the Mothman. We're just going to be forced to set and pass. We don't really have any other options. He's going to go for the Sangan Summoning. Sangan Summoning, of course, is going to search a card, and at this point, we immediately flip the Skill Drain, and this is a ride or die situation. If Skill Drain sticks up, Tenpai is not going to be able to do much. He goes for the special summonings, now having 2 Tenpais onto the board, and he is going to punch us. Obviously, everything he does ever is just going to be negated, which, thank God. We take a bunch of damage. Tenpai is going to fail to do anything. Their biggest monster now is a 1700, unless they synchro. We get into Snow, which is actually perfect, because we have the Accession in the graveyard. We'll simply pitch the Snow for that. With the Snow, we're going to search out our Grapha, and we actually have plays. We'll go for the Accession. We'll fuse into our Biggie Boy, and we'll go ahead and use the Grapha to pop the back row being an infinite impermanence. We are just going to attack in. Hopefully our 3200 is large enough for nothing to stop us. I think the largest thing they carry is Trident Dragon, and the only way they'd be able to make that powerful enough to kill us is if they kill Sangan Summoning somehow. He doesn't do anything. He goes into defense position. We're just going to go ahead and say, you know what? I actually want the extra attack power, and I'll go ahead. I'll use Genta in order to get ourselves Gates of the Dark World once again. We're now at 3500 that he somehow has to beat over. Obviously, Chandra is not going to be able to do anything. It is just going to passively die as he draws another Chandra, which he's forced to set and passes over to us. We draw into Thunderbird, which is really funny because this is the one-time Thunderbird has proven useful. We'll just get rid of the monster. We don't really care what it is. We want to punch for damage. He draws his final card of the game, and it is not good enough to stop us. We take a win in this ranked game. Somehow. God, I freaking despise Tenpai. Holy shit, that deck pops off like it's nobody's business. I think in game 2 we could have won if I remembered to hold down my mouse button to actually chain into our Grapha Negate, but I guess it's fine. Skill Drain just wins games on its own. That is a ranked duel out of the picture, though. Get that the hell out of here, and we get ourselves 2 treasures this time. We get a single coin, which is clearly worth all that trouble, and a pile of coins, which is definitely not worth that pile of trouble. That is just complete assetry. Torgate's Terror is now at 1 as we dive into the next one. It's a regular duel. Let's go. Duel time! We're up against freaking ABC with the new incredible support. He activates 1 Day of Peace, which I find to be an incredibly weird tech card in this deck. But presuming, knowing what this deck does now that it's gotten its support, I kind of understand why it's there. He's going to start with the Union Hanger, going for the full Union Hanger combo here. Double Buster Drake is very funny, but presumably he needs to search both of his other pieces, so he searches the new Y Dragon Head, as well as the new, Torque Tune Gear. He does go for the Platinum Gadget effect here, which I'm going to Valor, because I actually play this deck, and I know where to stop it. He sets 2 passes to us, and unfortunately our hand isn't looking that great. We'll go ahead and we'll Archives. We'll activate the Mothman, which is going to discard the Mothman, letting us draw a card and discard a card. He gets a Regulus to his hand, and he already holds Nibiru, which is terrible. We get the Snow. We're going to search the Grapha, simply because we have the power to do so, and we're going to fire it immediately to make us proof. He's going to go for the Azarut statue, which is interesting. With the Dark Lord, we're going to blow up the Hanger. We're going to Archives, pitching the Brow to draw 2 cards, and then draw an additional card. This is not terrible. We'll go for the Stone Sweeper here to get ourselves the Line Walker. We are going to activate Groundkeeper to summon the Stone Sweeper. With this, we're going to make a Gremlina, or Gremlin. Dude, these names are going to confuse me every time. He chooses for us to gain life points, which makes perfect sense. I get that. We're going to go to battle, and we're just going to kill everything. Unfortunately, we are going to lose a guy here. It is how things are. We're going to go for a Session, unfortunately having to pitch Ceruli here. Ceruli is going to special summon to our opponent's side of the field, and force us to pitch the Bigfoot. He is going to hit us with a Nibiru, which is super unfortunate, and we are attempting to negate it, but it does get hit anyway. He goes into the Rock. We get to discard a card off of that. So does he, and he discards the Torque Tune Gear, but it doesn't really do that much. He goes for the Therion. At this point, we're just going to activate the Skill Drain, because it's the best thing we can do, and then chain the Accession to that to try and set up a board that he cannot beat. Unfortunately, ABC is one of the few decks in the game that plays really well around Skill Drain, because of their boss monster, which we will see in just a moment here. There you go, ABC Dragon Buster. Buster can chain itself to remove itself from the field, meaning that when it resolves, it is not affected by Skill Drain, as you will see right here. He will special summon back all 3 pieces and manage to banish our monster. We do get the graph effect here, but Regulus is going to negate it, because guess what? Regulus also plays around Skill Drain because it tributes itself for cost. This is probably the worst matchup we have. We're going to have to go for the play again, but unfortunately we are also staring down Anti-Spell Fragrance, which is one of the very few cards in the game that is now limited at 1 that actually hurts us a lot. We have one more turn left over, and we have a single fusion summon we can do, and unfortunately, it is not really going to get us there. We're just going to make the funny card, which is Geo Kraken, and then scoop them up. I love ABC, man, but this is a hard one. Look, ABC is an incredibly scary deck now that it got additional support, and I would know this considering this is one of the very few decks I actually own physically. I love ABC. I know exactly how strong that thing is, and we'll just have to take the double damage for this. So Torghut's Terror is going to go away now. We are going to have to take 2d force worth of damage, because the damage is, of course, doubled. Can't die here, but we can get very, very close. 4 and 1, that's 5 points of damage, meaning we are now down to 4 HP. So technically losing a duel now could end the run in the Abyss for today. That's, oops. Look, the camera work here is a little bit funky, don't worry about it. But yeah, we have taken the damage, the duel gets shuffled back in. Unfortunately, we are now in kill range. We have no way of escaping. This is gonna get interesting. Here we go. An event, that's the worst possible thing we could get right now, sure. Not again. We've already done the Lupine Weekly very recently. I'll shuffle it back in and do another one because consistency. Greedy Spirit. Okay, we've seen this one a couple of times. He tends to show up. You know what? We'll go for the gamble. We'll get rid of this single coin. The single coin is useless. So what it is we either draw a new treasure. We draw 2 new treasures, and we can draw 3 new treasures. We are going to roll the d20. Let's go. Give it a good spin. 15. 15 is draw 2 new treasures. So actually, it worked out in our favor. Finally. Right, we'll get the Greedy Spirit out of here. We'll get this event card out of here. We'll get this single coin out of here. And we'll draw 2 new treasures from the deck. A stack of coins is very nice. As well as another stack of coins. Very nice. Greedy Spirit working out in our favor for once. Alright, let's draw a card. It's another duel. Oh, this is gonna be so painful now. We're in kill range. This is bad. All right then, we got another one here, and we're up against Fluonderies. Great, this deck is always fun. Dimension Shifter on turn 1 basically shuts us down from doing anything, because Dimension Shifter is an incredibly good card against a deck that wants to be in the graveyard. We'll still go for the gates here, even though we have to pitch one just to get the Genta back. It's basically the best we can do, and then since I'm guessing it's Flu from the start, we are just sitting on that and hoping he doesn't kill us. He goes for the Pot of Prosperity. He is just going to banish 6. And of course, he flips open a Flu card at this point, and then I realize what we're up against. Funnily enough, he goes for the Terraforming here, and I'm thinking, oh, he already has the Robina in hand, so this is over. He goes for Terraforming, of course, gets themselves the map. Map is going to be activated. He's going to activate, or no, he's going to normal summon Eaglin for some reason and search out the M-Pen. And then he's going to chain the Advent searching Robina, and then doing the map to summon Robina. Very, very interesting way of doing that, I suppose. But yeah, there's Robina. Eaglin's going to come back and, of course, be able to summon itself off of the effect now. But he's going to go for Toucan. Toucan is going to pick back up the Fluonderies whatever card. The, is it Dreaming? I don't remember which one's which. Unexplored Winds, that's the one. He is going to start chaining off doing Fluonderies things. I think everyone has seen this deck at some point, and it is, for being as cheap as it is, it's still a very, very good deck. Here he goes for the Unexplored Winds, and at this point he's just going to set one, he's going to beat over our Genta, but Genta's going to come back because Dimension Shifter is still in effect, but it doesn't matter all too much. We go for that. We're going to Danger Mothman. He's immediately going to fire off his summoning here, which is really, really interesting. We get a Grapha pitch off of that, and we're going to destroy the Unexplored Winds, meaning if he wants to tribute someone using our cards at any point during this turn, he has to do it now. He goes for the Apex Avion. He then sets everything we have face down, which necessarily doesn't really do much for us here. We're going to go for the Nessie. Nessie, unfortunately, discards itself. I'm going to go for the Bigfoot, hopefully destroying the thingy here. We're gonna go for Line Walker, and at this point he's actually gonna activate the map for Stree, which I forgot was a mechanic, so I massively misplayed here. I should have just gone into Grapha from the start. He banishes the Grapha now, which was my play to do, and then he goes for the Eaglin. He gets the Ryza, and for some reason he chooses to tribute the Apex Avion here for the additional effect of Ryza, presumably. Shuffles everything back into the deck. we go for the gates here. We're gonna go for the Bigfoot. Bigfoot resolves the way we want it to and actually destroys the M-Pen. We're gonna go for the Genta face up. We're gonna destroy the Genta in our battle phase, and we're gonna go for the gates, and we're gonna start our combo from there, pitching the Snow. Snow and Genta are going to activate. Genta comes back. Snow gets to search anything, and at this point, our opponent just actually scoops them up. Theoretically, what I think here is he just realizes because we have Snow, we can technically search anything in the game, and from there, do whatever we want. And for that reason, he just ups and leaves. But this was going to be a hard one to come out from. But hey, we take those around here. I don't mind. Okay, honestly, he was in a really good spot again. I don't know why he decided to disconnect. Maybe he had something to do. Fuck if I know. The option there was either to go into Genta and try to do another combo by drawing a card from there, or try to go into a discard fodder that we could use for the following turn, given that we got rid of some of the annoying cards. Regardless, we'll take the win, like, no matter what. I'm not complaining. We get rid of the duel. We get ourselves a treasure. It's another stack of coins. We're actually sitting on a lot of cash now. All right, we'll go again. And we got ourselves an event. Okay, well, can we get a positive one now? Oh, well, speaking of which, it's the positive one. It's the Tour Guide's Gift. It's the opposite version of Tour Guide's Terror. So we can either choose to get 2 treasures, get $5 to our pool, or heal ourselves for 5 HP. Realistically, I think we're actually going to take the 2 treasures here. I think we're going to try and use Tour Guide's power now to look at the deck and try and find an escape card. So we'll take the 2 treasures. It's going to be a star chip, which is 1d4 star chips. I don't necessarily want that. And a pile of coins, sure. And then Tour Guide's Gift goes away, and the event card goes away. We'll use Tour Guide's power here, and we'll look at the top 5. We got an event, we got a ranked duel, the escape card, thank God, and the shop. I don't have anything that I would like to purchase from the shop, but I don't see a reason not to take it now that we have the chance. So we'll put the duel, the escape, the shop, and the event. In that order. And then we've used Tour Guide's ability for this run. So let's just do the things we need to do. Let's do the event one more time. I'm getting rid of this fucking card now. Fuck it, it goes over there. Fine, we'll do the Lupine Weekly next week. I don't care. We'll rematch the Lupine. What could possibly go wrong? Fuck it. Then we got the shop, which we will also visit next week. And then the escape card, baby. Managing to survive that is absolutely insane, but I'll take it. So we do actually get a full visit next week's gonna be packed, man. Irregardless, let's go look at our treasures for the time being, because there's apparently a lot of them. Alright, folks. I got the dice set up. Let's do some rolls. Let's go star chips first. That's a good spin, Jesus. It still ended up at 1. Wow, okay. 1 star chip total. We'll do some dice spins here. 2, 3, and 2, so that's $4 and $7 total for the piles. Let's give these a good spin too. This one's just off limits. We won't count this one. There we go. Spin it again. That's a good spin. And then $11 from the stacks of coins. So 11 plus 2 is 13, plus 3 is 16, plus 2 is $18. That sounds awful considering the amount of treasure cards we actually got, but I suppose $18 will have to do. Speaking of which, then we have the Lupine Weekly coming up next week. I think that's just how we're going to do this card from now on. As well as a visit to the shop and the Mowerk in the same episode. Next week's going to be absolutely jam-packed, man. But yeah, for now, that's all we're doing. So that's the end of the episode. That actually got really close in the end there. I think this is the closest we've ever been to actually just dying in the abyss. We risked actually losing that entire time, which I think is... It just goes to show that this is a very flip-floppy series. Sometimes it goes really well for us, and the slightest hint of something going terrible, we're just gonna die, right? Anyway, we had a grand total of 5 duels this episode. Our total win-loss is now at 17 and 5, and our win percentage is 77%. We're still keeping up very high in that win percentage, but as you see, there are just duels where we are woefully outmatched. Even the Tenpai game was incredibly close, and we basically only won because we once again opened Skill Drain. That card has saved our ass so many times at this point, I'm a little bit scared of not running it. I think it just has to stick in the deck the entire way through. Regardless though, we do have 3 events queued for next week. We do have the Mowerk to visit, the shop, as well as the Lupine Weekly, so you kind of know what to expect going into next episode. episode. Do keep in mind, though, that again, as I announced, I am currently unemployed, meaning that these episodes will come out a little bit slower from this point onward, but go ahead and follow me on Twitch and subscribe here on YouTube, and you'll know exactly when I am and where I am and what I'm doing and whatever. Join the Discord too, why don't you? There's also a link in the description. I'm very active in there. That's the best way to keep up with me, really. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and as always, remember to stay safe out there.